Morning guys, hey, it's Len from Mercury Man Garage and Outdoors. Well, fall is definitely in the air. It's definitely cool out here. It's about 41 degrees and there's a breeze. So that makes it feel like low 30s, mid 30s probably. But like I said, it's definitely fall, and what a great time to do firewood. Under normal circumstances, that would be the case for me. But this probably is going to be my last go around with firewood for this year. Splitting anyway. I'll still be bundling occasionally. And like I said in my previous video, I'll be going in for knee surgery early November. So by the time you guys see this video, I may have already had it done. But I got a little more to do out here in preparation of my knee surgery, and the weather doesn't look that great the next couple of days, so I want to get some stuff done out here in the wood yard. And let me show you what I got going on today. Stay tuned. Well, before we get to splitting, let me show you the bin. I got all the totes around it, ladders removed, and wood piled. Again, I got oak and locust in here right now, and it's filling up. This should work out really well. I'm really pleased with how this is turning out with my IBC tote walls. And now for today, I'm gonna split this oak right here, this red oak I got from a tree service a while back. I got it all cut and stacked, and we're gonna see if I can get all that done today. And we will be loose tossing, that's right, loose tossing into IBC totes. And the reason for that is, I don't know if you saw, but Nick from Cabin View Firewood did a great video recently on stacking versus tossing wood into bins, and the volume differences and all that. I was shocked that the volume difference between stacked versus tossed is not that much. It's a great video. I thought that was very informative, and everyone knows the time it takes to stack versus tossing is pretty substantial. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. We're just going to be splitting. We're going to be loading the rounds into the log lift. We'll be splitting right here and tossing into those bins. So let's get going. All right, well, a couple of observations here. First of all, we found some metal. I knew it was there. I just didn't know how far it went through. And I'm not even sure what it was, but when I ran it through the splitter, it split. The bolt and everything, and went flying. Almost hit me. But, I mean, look at that. Shows you the power of these things. They just split that bolt right in half. Looks like a lag screw of some sort. They probably had a hook on there, swing set, clothesline, something. But I'm not going to use that wood with metal in it. I don't sell that kind of wood. But what I am selling are these over here. I mean, these are beautiful. Beautiful red oak splits. My favorite wood by far to split is red oak. Splits so nice and clean. And it even smells good. I think it does anyway. But this is going to work out real nice, just hand tossing. That was one bucket full of wood right there on the log lift. And this is going to go a lot quicker. All right, let's keep going. Once they were red oak rounds, and now they are red oak splits. Really nice splits too. This stuff turned out really nice. Free tree service, red oak. Let's talk more about this oak today and what we learned. And what I mean by that is what I learned for my business, not necessarily for anybody else's, but for my business, my bundlewood only business, this is what I'm going to be doing. And I have enough totes now that I can just toss them into totes. I really like that. Let me tell you, those rounds right there didn't seem like a lot there, but with that splitter, that's an all-day affair. It took me about 3 hours, and I'm talking splitting and stacking like that. It's a good day. Now, splitting and tossing like this took me 3 hours. Still a long time, and that's because of this splitter. But it saved me a lot of time just tossing rather than stacking. So that's what I'm going to be doing surrounding this bin. The stack is tossing into totes. Another thing I like about it is I like to be able to split right next to the bins. So therefore I can just easily toss them into the bin. And a kind of a side bonus of splitting right next to the bins here is all the crap that falls just adds to my wood chip base here that I'm just gonna leave. That makes a nice path or an area to walk. It's nice and soft and keep the weeds down. So that's kind of a side bonus to splitting right here. And all these things together are making me think, well, what kind of splitter am I going to get? What am I going to want? And I'm putting some things together. By doing this, I definitely want to split right next to my bins, and I want my wood piles to be right next to my splitter. It's probably somewhere in this area. So I want to be able to work from a pile, split, toss, or pile, split, conveyor. Conveyor's up in the air yet, but definitely I want to split and toss from right here. This splitter can do that job, but it's very, very slow. What I'm thinking is definitely a vertical. Definitely want a vertical splitter that is highly mobile. A highly mobile vertical splitter. What's out there that's like that? There's a couple. One in particular. But that's the route I'm going, guys. And by doing this splitting today, it's helped me a lot in deciding on what I want. This is going to work out great for me. I'm really, really liking this bin. And I don't know if you noticed, but I left a little gap here between the totes. And hopefully that'll aid in airflow. Got some that kind of fell in between there. This tote here I couldn't fill as much because the cutout was much bigger. And that's fine. But there we go. There's my bin. We're gonna give it a go, see how this works. And I might start splitting that hickory if I have time tomorrow. Start splitting that tree service hickory and throwing them into these totes. What do you think, guys? Let me know. All right, well, I think that's gonna do it. Definitely learned a lot today and how I want to proceed with my business and this bin in particular. The woodshed kind of ties into it too with the splitter I want to get. Definitely need something that's mobile because I got a decent sized wood yard and different wood piles and stacks and stations around that I want a splitter that I can get there easily. And like I said, today's splitting session really helped me out a lot in learning what I want to get. Definitely a vertical. That's what I want. For bundles, that's the best thing to get, I think. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Please subscribe, give me a like, leave a comment. And remember, find your thing. Have a good one.